everyone, today I'm going to answer a very popular question that I get all the time, and the question is, how long does it take to buy a house or a condo in Miami? But first, before I get started with that, I just want to tell you thank you so much for tuning in every single week. If you don't want to miss another update, make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you are on Instagram or Facebook, follow us at the Prezzis. If you like, I have provided a free house hunting checklist below. All you need to do is check out the information in the link below and subscribe to our weekly newsletter, and you will get our free house hunting checklist. I've already heard that it's a huge hit and people love it, so don't miss that. So generally speaking, if you need financing, from the time that you actually go under contract to the time that you close, we're usually looking at about 30 to 45 days. Now, in between that, some things can happen. Maybe something comes up on the inspection and we need to extend the inspection time a little bit. Maybe some other details need to be worked out. If everything goes smoothly and we don't have to extend any times within the contract, we're usually looking at about 30 to 45 days to close. If you're paying cash, usually it's about 2 weeks, so about 15 days to close. That's the general timeline. About 45 days if you need financing, about 15 days if you're paying cash, assuming everything goes well with all of the contingencies in between from the time the contract is executed to the closing day. From there, we also have to take into consideration that there's probably going to be a little bit of going back and forth. You know, you're going to want to meet with us. We have to do a buyer consultation before we go out and see properties to make sure we're all on the same page of what you're expecting to buy. You're also going to want to, discuss everything if you need financing with your lender. They probably need some paperwork. Do you have all that paperwork ready? Sometimes they need tax returns that maybe you don't have yet, some other documents that you don't have yet. So that can take a week or two, a few weeks going back and forth with them to get everything before you actually make an offer to go under contract. So there's a lot of little beginning processes of getting your financing lined up if you need financing. And also talking with us about what you like, what you don't like, because we'll start sending you listings based on what the lender says you're approved to purchase. Once we have sort of those initial details worked out, from there, we can start looking at properties in person. Now, how many properties do you need to see before you make an offer? Ultimately, that's your decision. Generally speaking, they say on average, most buyers look at about 10 properties before they start making offers. Some of my buyers look at less and some of my buyers look at more. So it really depends on your expectation of that process and if you're able to make a decision after you've seen a handful of properties or after you've seen more than a handful of properties. After you find a property you like, from there I will prepare an offer for you. Usually I can do it the same day, if not the next day, and we get that offer in very quickly. From there, we usually give the sellers about 24 to 48 hours to respond. If we know it's a hot market, I will put a faster time to respond. But ultimately, now we're on the seller and the seller agent's timeline in order to respond. Sometimes negotiations can take one day and sometimes it can take longer. It just depends on what is going on in the seller's world. Are they accessible? Where are they? And how motivated are they to sell this property? And one last thing to consider is if you're buying in a building that has an approval process, some condominiums give themselves some time for approval. I have seen up to 30 days for the approval process. So you definitely have to factor in that time frame. HOA communities, they can also have approval processes, so you'll have to make sure that you find out how long it can take them to actually approve you if they require an approval before you can close. There is a lot to know about buying real estate in our area in Miami and Miami Beach, and we're here to be a resource for you. Give me a call anytime at 305-793-8965. Have a great day.